Hello, everyone. Cheryl here. Happy Halloween! It's October the 31st, 2023. I'm not in costume. I am in it's turtleneck season here, so kind of excited about that. I'm not in costume because I just not a big fan of Halloween, but I don't have anything against it. I don't like dressing up. I never have liked dressing up even as a kid. But there are so many people out there that really get into Halloween, and I love the enthusiasm and the energy around it. Kudos to you. And if you have kiddos and you're heading out doing some trick or treating tonight, I hope you have a safe and fun evening. And hope it doesn't rain on anybody. It's supposed to be dry here in the Pacific Northwest, so that's good. But today I'm bringing you a project that I promised a couple days ago. I released the new DIY flip calendar kit that I'm offering on my Etsy store. I'll link that below in case you didn't catch that video. But it's a cute little flip calendar. Looks like this. Get it in the camera. Looks like this, and it's a kit that I put together that you can make yourself at home. So go check that out. I'll link that video below. But for those of you who already saw it, I promised to do a gift box for the calendar once it's completed, so that you can give it as gifts and you can make the box, and they're adorable. So let me put you down to my screen. And let me show you what this is all about. So the calendar is, I think I mentioned, it's about 8 inches tall by about 5 inches wide, but the base comes off. And so we're going to just unscrew the base, just pops off like that. So you have basically your calendar and the base. And so that fits nicely into this box. And so today I'm going to show you how to make it. And so these are two that I did up. This is using some retired paper, gosh, from I think 2 years ago even. But this is the current Trucking Along stamp set that I just thought was super adorable. This is silver threaded twine, which I believe is still available in our store. And then this is just Poppy Parade cardstock. So this came out super cute. It's very, I think, rustic or like farm style kind of packaging. And so you can just slide that off and the box opens just like that. There's room to put some tissue paper in if you wanted to. But for my design purposes, I was really just wanting to make sure this was all going to fit. So there's room for some tissue paper or bubble wrap or something. Now this is not going to hold up in the mail. I would not recommend trying to mail this box. It's not that sturdy. So this is definitely a give in person type of gift, or put under the tree or something, but I would not try to mail this box. And so yeah, it just fits in here beautifully. Decorate it and you have an adorable little gift box with a handmade gift for Christmas. Who doesn't love a handmade gift? Okay, and here's another example that I did using the Berry Sweet paper. No, sorry, this is a Walk in the Park paper. And I just punched a little circle for the tag. I die cut, I punched the bear with the bear punch that comes with the kit, or comes with the bundle, and then cut that out from the paper and just decorated it that way. I don't know about this ribbon, if it's still available. This is, let me see here. This is called Bordered Ribbon, and I think it's in the Lost Lagoon color. Yep, Lost Lagoon. And so that's the ribbon I used to tie the bow or the tag onto. And then this is the ribbon. So it's not marked, which means it came as this bundle with some other, probably a smaller style ribbon. But this was just, it matched the bear, and so I thought it was nice. A big chunky ribbon for a cute box. And so the packet or the bundle we're going to use today to make our box, as I demo it for you, is the, get these out of the way here, is the Merry Bright and Bold Suite. So that's this paper. For those of you who might be new to my channel, whenever I get a package of new designer paper, I make my little cheat sheet. So I have a quick at-a-glance view of all the different designs that come in this particular set. I do print. This is basic white cardstock, so it's a little thicker than just regular printer paper, but I run it through the printer. I do Merry Bold and Bright. I put all of the coordinating colors that are on it, and then I just cut 3 by 1.5 inch rectangles and glue them down so that you've got a nice little at a glance tool to use for all of your papers. So I stick that in there. I don't do it for some of the specialty papers like these two. We are going to use these. This is the self-adhesive glimmer paper, and then this is the Melon Mambo and Granny Apple Green shimmer paper, which is really bright, really bold. So I can't wait to use that. Okay, the base for my box is going to be in Granny Oh, and then we're going to be using the Merry and Bright stamp set with the coordinating dies to adorn our box. So there's the supplies we're using. Stop for a quick sip. I haven't had enough of my coffee allotment for the day. Okay, so we're going to start with Granny Apple Green and put those down here for the moment. I'll just sit over here. Running out of room on my desk. So to make this box, because it is kind of a larger box, you're going to need 2 sheets of your paper. You can use, I did one in basic white thick, which works out really well. It's very sturdy. That's the berry sweet one that I did. This is basic white thick, and it is not much sturdier, but it is sturdier than cardstock. So if you wanted to make the box in basic white thick, and then you could adorn it all over instead of just the lid, but I think just the lid's cute. So anyway, down Granny Apple Green, 2 sheets. We're going to start with making the base, and you guys, this is such an easy box. Easy, easy, easy. You're going to love it. You need to cut for I'm going to put together a little, I guess, concept card sheet is probably what I should call it for this particular box, and I will put it up on my website so you guys can download it and have it for future reference, because it's kind of a good size box for anything. You could put cookies in it. You could put all kinds of stamping supplies, if you're sending gifts to your team members, maybe if you're a demonstrator. It could hold a box of cards, 5 by 7 cards, homemade cards if you did that. So lots of uses for this box. Okay, so we're going to start with the bottom. And the bottom is, you need to start with the rectangle that is 8 inches by 11 inches. So we don't have to cut this way because that's already 11 inches. And we just need to cut a 1/2 inch off here. So do that. Now what we're going to do is score. And you can use your paper trimmer to score, or you can use, if you have a score buddy, I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Scoring tool because I never use it and I want to use it today. So you can do the same scoring on your paper trimmer. I'm just going to use this one today. So the scoring is so easy. You are going to score 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. That's it. Just 1.5 inches. Sorry. What is it? 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. So can you guys see me? Yeah. So we're going to do this and rotate. 1.5 again. Oh, darn it. I got off kilter. Go slow, Cheryl. 1.5 and rotate. And 1.5 and rotate. And the last one, 1.5 and rotate. That's it. Now we cut. So I'm going to put this back and grab a scissors. And we're basically just going to make flaps on each of these 4 corners. So we're going to cut up on this first score line to the cross-secting score line. And then we're going to give it a little wedge cut. Okay. Pull that out. Do the same thing over here on this side. Cut straight up to the intersecting score line and then wedge cut it this way and right there. Flip it. You're going to do the same thing. Okay. So now that we have our flaps cut in, we just fold them. So flip everything over and fold on all the score lines. You can use a bone folder if you want to get a really nice crisp fold. It took me a couple of tries. I was really kind of frustrated when I was designing this box because I thought, oh, I'm going to need to get out my 12 by 12 paper, and I don't carry a lot of 12 by 12 paper in the cardstock. I usually just have 12 by 12 designer paper. So, but I figured out I figured out a way to get it done. So it took me a little bit. That's why I'm a day late with my video. But so now we're just going to use some adhesive. You can use liquid glue or tape runner or tear and tape. So you don't need a ton of glue. And then you're just going to fold this shut. And make sure you get the corners nice and lined up. Like that. So that there's no gap. And you shouldn't have anything raised up above your edge like that. Okay? So then we're just going to continue all the way around. Some people lay it flat and put their glue down on all four sides at once. But that's dangerous for me because I will have glue everywhere. See, I've already gotten glue outside of where it should be. Right there. Fold this up. Make sure you've got the ends, the corners nice and tight. Just hold it for a few seconds and that glue adheres pretty quick. And then the last one and the bottom of our box is done. I'm about at the end of my glue, I think. Okay. So there's our box. Super simple. Now we're going to make the lid, and the measurements are almost identical, but we have to make a little bit of an adjustment for the length of the lid, how far it comes down on your box. And so I made an adjustment for that. And then you also have to adjust a little bit so that it fits nicely over the top of your box. Okay. So instead of doing 8 by 11, we're going to do 7 1/16 by 10 1/16. And don't hate me about the 16ths, but it's got to be that way. So the 16th mark is the first small mark after the 10. So can you guys see that? It's going to be right there. So that's a 16th. If you went out to the one past that, that would be an 8th. And when you do cards, as long as I have been doing it, it kind of just comes to you easily. But I get that it's some can be challenging for some. Okay, so 10 1/16. Make my cut. Then we're going to flip it and we're going to go 7 1/16. And again, this is just so that the lid fits nicely over the top of your box. So I cut that down. Then we're going to, and I'll score on this one just so you can see the paper trimmer is fine to score too. Now instead of scoring at 1.5 inches all the way around, we're going to score at 1 inch all the way around. So I'm going to line up to the 1 inch to the right of the cutting groove because I have more control over the paper. when I can hold it down on this side. So make sure you use the light gray tab on your trimmer. That is the scorer. The dark brown one or dark gray one will cut it. So scoring at 1 and turn. And just do this all the way around. This is called the standard gift box with a lid. Okay, so I've got all 4 sides scored. We're going to bring back our scissors and we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the bottom. They're just smaller flaps. And you want to wedge cut these, if you're wondering, because it just gives you a little bit of wiggle room so that the paper's not fighting against each other when you close them, when you close the sides in. If you were in a hurry and you skipped this wedge step, it wouldn't ruin your box, but it wouldn't be, I think, as clean looking. Okay. There. Like so. Now we're going to fold and burnish. These bone folders have more than one use. In my craft room, they can be used to do what we're doing right now, which is burnish them, but sometimes they can be used to stir inks, or sometimes when your ink pad is really juicy, you can use the edge of your bone folder to scrape it over the ink pad to kind of level out where the ink is. So some people have their bone folders, they have a second set just for that because it will get all stained and kind of grungy. But okay, let's glue these babies down and get to decorating. That's the fun part, right? So line up your seam and hold it. And your friends will be so impressed with this homemade gift and coordinating gift box. Okay, so I don't think I wedged this side because can you see it's a little bit taller? It sticks up a little bit. That's not going to bother me, but if it bothers you, you can take a scissors and just trim it, which I'm not going to because I think it might make it look worse if I do that. Let's see. It's kind of a tricky part to trim. Yeah. I would advise to just leave it be if that happens to you, because I don't think anybody's going to notice. But that's why you wedge them. I think I just forgot to wedge that edge. Wedge cut that edge. Last flap. Okay. So now, with any luck, if we did this right, this will slide right over the top. Perfect. Okay, there's our box. And just to show you again how it fits, where did my, oh, I think it's in the, yeah, it's in this box here. Just to make sure. So here's our finished calendar. There's that, tissue paper, and there. Perfect. Okay, let's get out our paper, designer paper now, and we are going to pick some bright and bold colors. I chose this paper because I haven't really used it yet this year. I haven't done all my Christmas cards yet, so that's probably why I haven't touched this yet. So let's see. I think I want to go with this one for the top. Actually, I think I like this one better. So let's use this for the top. And then you could use the same paper for the sides, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And for the side decoration, let's see. Let me look at my cheat sheet. For the side decoration, maybe we go with this one. Or maybe we just stick with, let's do fa la la. So we'll do this one on the top and then this fa la la on the sides. Okay, cool. Which is gonna be this piece right here. So that's all the paper we're going to need. So I can put the rest of this back and get it out of the way. And pull out my trimmer. Okay, so for the lid, we're basically just going to have a 1/4 inch border on the side. And so that should be, if I did it right, it should measure 4 3/4, because we're going to make it a 1/4 inch shorter than the width of the box. And then the top is 8 inches, so we're going to do 7 3/4. So 4 3/4 by 7 3/4 is your measurement for the top. And you do have, it is kind of, this paper is directional this way. I would call this directional paper. This seems to me to be up and down paper. So I'm going to measure the short edge up here and cut that first. So 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, and so that should fit perfectly here, like so. Okay. Next, we're going to cut the sides. And again, I feel like this is directional because it's words. So this piece might not work because it's too short, right? Too short to fit there. And we don't want to run it that way because it's directional. I mean, you could, but I'm fussy about that. So I'm going to grab a fresh sheet of my fa la la and just make sure that I cut it correctly. If I have one. Do I have one? That would be a real bummer if I didn't. Ah, there it is. Okay, so start with the full, so we're going to need for the side pieces the same thing, 7 3/4 by, this is a 1 inch lid, so we're going to do a 3/4 inch piece. So 7 3/4 by 3/4 times 2. And we want to make sure they're directional. So we want the long edge to be the 7 3/4 side. So let's cut there. And then we're going to shift it, rotate it once, and cut to 3/4. Twice, because we need 2 pieces. And then, let's see, how wide is this piece? Did we get lucky with this one? We did. So we can cut the 2 short pieces from this piece. So we're going to go 3/4. And then 3/4 again. Let's make sure these are cut to the right length. So it should be 4 3/4. So we do have, it's a little bit too long. So let's just trim off that little piece right there. There. That's all the cutting we're going to be doing. Let's glue this stuff down. I don't know why when I see this green with the pink, I think of the Grinch. The Grinch That Stole Christmas. For some reason, that's just what comes to my mind. Okay. So let's just take this off. And we'll put the Fa La La on. Make sure you have it on the right way. So today is the last day to sign up for the promotional starter kit. So if you have a wish list that's approaching $65, you should really consider, because what happens is if you have a wish list that gets you to $65 or more, you can sign up for the starter kit and get $125 with the product for only $65. So it's really a good deal. I didn't do a whole lot of promoting of it, which I'm bummed about, but and I think I just got super busy and with other stuff. But you can get, it's the reason they're doing it is it's their 35-year anniversary promotion, and so they're promoting 35% off of a normal starter kit or 35% more. And so the 35% off price is the $65 and change, which gets you $125 in product. Or you can pay the $99, which is the normal starter kit price, and get, I think, you get 35% more. So I think that's 160 something dollars worth of product. So it's really a good deal. Okay. There we have. Now, if you just wanted to put a bow on this and call it good, you could. Bow. Let's talk about the bow. What did I have in mind for the bow? Does anybody know what the coordinating ribbon was with this bundle? Because I forget. I wonder what this would look like with it. Probably not. All right, I'm going to pause on the bow for a second because honestly, I have to look this up now. It's from the mini catalog. And then Merry Bold and Bright, page 8. Oh, this iridescent ribbon. That's what bundled with it. So I do have that somewhere. And I think it's this right here. Yep, iridescent ribbon. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that'll be fine because we're going to be using the really bright paper, Melon Mambo, and the Green Apple Green and shimmer paper. So yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so we'll do that later. Oh, focus, Cheryl. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create the little tag that goes with the box. This was kind of just a quickie sample that I did up. If you're not into die cutting, you could just stamp this on and pop a hole in it and then tie it onto your box. So that's one idea. The thing I wanted to do is to use these die cuts. So I'm going to use that one. So the two bulb shapes. Why are there two? Oh, that's just because you can cut a bunch at once. So we're going to do that, two of those, and then we're going to do the Santas here, I think, on the tag. So to do that, we're going to need this paper. And I haven't cut into any of this yet, so I don't want to I just need a little piece because I'm going to do just that. So I'm going to grab my scissors and just cut out a little rectangle big enough to cover that die on this sheet. So there's that one. And then I'm going to cut another rectangle out for this one. And it makes it super easy to run through your die cutting machine this way too. So there's for the two bulbs. And now we need the little bulb holder things for them. And this is adhesive backed sparkly paper. And I'm going to need to cut 2 of these. So I'm going to cut about that much. Okay, like so. I'm excited to see how this die cuts. So let's grab my, ow. Man, my tennis elbow has flared up. It hurt to actually pick up my coffee cup this morning. Anybody know how to get rid of tennis elbow? My goodness, I don't not even play tennis. I think I did it dragging a big paddle board up the hill at my lake house, and because it's been hurting ever since then. I didn't realize how heavy paddle boards were. Okay, so I'm just situating these onto my Stampin' Cut and Boss machine using the standard sandwich, which I guess I'll explain to you just in case you're new. So the standard sandwich is the base number 1, the plate number 2, and then you're going to want a clear plate. And I always do the scratched up clear plate on the bottom, and then a fairly unmarked top plate. So your base of the sandwich is 1, 2, and then these clear plates I think are the 3. Yeah, number 3. So you put that down. You lay down your let's see, we said we were going to do that one. Your paper first, and then your die on top. And your die has a sharp edge on one side and a flat edge on the other. And so you want the sharp edge to be face down. That's the cutting edge. And the flat edge to be face up. And then that will, once you run it through, that will cut. So we're going to do 2 of those on that one piece of silver. So then you lay your other clear plastic layer, number 3, the one that doesn't have a whole lot of markings on it. And it's especially important when you do die cutting on foils like this, because foils are super sensitive to receiving extra indentations from your while it goes through the machine. So then you're just going to crank it through, hold it down, and ouch, 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 put that away. And here you have your pieces. And you'll see that they did not get super marred up from putting them through the machine. Now, if I had used this plate on the top and put that through, all of those little scratches and grooves would have transferred to the top of my bulbs, my die cut bulbs. So that's why it's super important to always have your roughed up plate on the bottom and keep a smooth plate for the top. And then here's another tip. When you are ready to dispose of this plate, when you just feel like it's had enough and it's time to go into the garbage or retirement or whatever, you take the top plate that you have been using, and now this does have some markings on it. It's not perfect, but you transfer this one to now become the bottom plate, and then you grab a brand new fresh plate, and they come in a pack of 2. And so what that does is it saves you from using 2 brand new plates at once. So a 2-pack of plates almost lasts you double the time that a normal pack would, because you're only using 1 at a time as opposed to 2. So that's my tip for that. But I put these through quite a lot. I mean, I give them a pretty good workout. This one looks pretty bad, but they've been worse. So I'm going to leave this one on for a while. after Christmas, with all the cards that I'll be making, it probably will need to get refreshed. So here's my cute little pieces of the bulb. So the bulbs those are going to fit. I think this is how it works. Yeah, those are going to fit right on there. Punch out this centerpiece. Okay, so those are going to adorn our little tag. Let me put these back before I lose them because they're small. There's nothing more frustrating in the world than losing a die from a set. Makes me crazy. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is bring in my 2 3/8 inch paper punch, and let's see, how did I want to do this? I feel like I want to put it, no, I've got to use the, let's see, I'm just going to use basic white for that. So I'm going to grab a scrap from my stash and pop out a circle. Then I'm going to grab the stamp Santa Was Here. And let's see, do I want to do that in black or a color? So the colors in the paper, there's Berry Bushel in there. Wow. I wonder if Berry Bushel would be pretty, since there's blue here. Let's try it. That's another ink color I don't use very often. Hardly at all. So we'll do it on a test first. So let's assume we're going to put this on. And my tester looked kind of like this. So the bulbs come down like that and like that. What do you guys think about that blue? I think I don't like it. I think I'm going to just use black. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use black. Sorry, Blueberry Bushel. Not today. It just didn't feel like a Christmas color to me. So let's go with black. And my black ink of choice is always VersaFine Clear. It's my favorite. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to stamp Santa Was Here at the bottom, as far down as you can. And then we have to assemble our little bulbs. So we're going to put a little bit of glue right here. Come on. And a little bit of glue right here. Well, that was kind of a lot of glue. Hopefully it doesn't ooze out. Pretty. Then we're going to just, oops, it's not dry yet. And we're going to, my hair is all over my face today. We're going to just put these on here like that. Should we pop them up with, yeah, we should pop them up with dimensionals. Okay, nice and dry. So we'll put that one there. And this one, I shouldn't have put the dimensional so high up. Let's redo that. Whoops. That glue is taking longer than normal to dry on the shiny paper. I wonder if A little bit of Stampin' Seal would have been better. Now I got glue all over the front of it. Darn it. Okay, so there's our little tag, and I'm just going to pop a hole, punch a hole, right, a little off kilter, so that it kind of looks like the bulbs are, I don't know, maybe I got that one a little too, do a little bit of surgery here. There, and then we hang it like that. See if I can wipe off the glue from, yeah, I can buff that off. Okay, so then we said we were going to use this iridescent, and because I don't like to waste a ton of ribbon, I've got a knot in here. I'm not going to do it around the box this way and that way. I'm just going to do it once this way. And I'm going to use my ribbon scissors to cut. So we're going to tie just a bow first. This is my reverse tweezers for my third hand, I should say. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to tie this on with a little shiny ribbon, which I have somewhere. Oh, here it is. I knew I had some. I've got a whole bag of it. This is sheer ribbon combo pack. No, it's not. This is not sheer ribbon combo pack. This is gold and silver. This is my catch-all bag for my gold and silver ribbon twine, I guess. Okay, then we're going to cut, I don't know, probably 8 inches or so. I guess that's more like 12. So that's too much, but 8 inches or so. Run that through here like this, and then pull your thread through like that. And then all you're going to do is just tie this onto your package, onto the knot, and it adds a little extra sparkle with the silver twine. And you could either put another bow on here or just tie a double knot. I'm going to do the bow just because then it can be undone easily. And so you kind of have a bow on a bow. And I'm going to trim this just a little bit. There. And if you don't tie it too tight, you can just slide this off as opposed to having to untie the entire thing. So let's bring our boxes back into play here. This was the first one we did. And this is Poppy Parade with retired Christmas paper. And then this is going to go on, slide right back on there like that. So there's the second one. And then we have Warm Wishes with the Walk in the Park paper. Which one do you guys like best? I'm kind of partial to this one. I'm like a country cottage Christmas gal. So there's your box for your flip calendar. As I said, I will link that in the stuff below for all of you to. I will try to get all the products in there too that I used. I'll do a project sheet on my blog, and I'll link that too as soon as I get it done. I just need a few minutes after I post this to do that. And don't forget to share this video if you know somebody that you think would love to make the kit, the calendar kit, and put a box together and give it as a gift. I now have 3 boxes already done up that I've got a slew of people that are going to get calendars this year for my Christmas, one of my Christmas gifts. So I'm excited. I've got a little bit of a head start there. And let's see what else. Like and subscribe so that you can stay apprised at new videos as I have them coming out. I've got lots of ideas that are just kind of bursting in my head. My muse has come back, so I had a little bit of a low spot for a while. Wasn't feeling terribly creative, but now something's sparked me again. So maybe it's the cooler weather, the turtleneck weather, or I don't know, holidays coming, whatnot. But okay, there you have it. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a great day and happy Halloween.